In this video, I want to provide an overview of your assignment 2 synthesis essay. And before I start, what I want to explain is what synthesis is. So you maybe have heard of a synthesizer in music. It's an instrument that blends together several sounds to produce a new whole. And in life, a lot of times if we go to Best Buy or TripAdvisor or Expedia or something like that, we actually look at synthesized information. When we're looking at something that has, 4.8 stars, what has happened is someone or a computer has taken a number of reviews and brought them together to create this overview of the information in terms of reviews for that item. When we synthesize sources, what we do is we find several sources on the same topic by different authors, and then we compare and contrast and look at those sources and decide together what they tell us about the topic. And so for your third assignment, you are going to find 3 articles either from our classroom resources or from the college databases. You are going to read and analyze what those authors have said, and then you're going to bring those perspectives together to report on your topic. And so your essay will include an introduction that ends with a thesis statement that tells us what we can learn from these different sources about the topic, supporting body paragraphs where you use all 3 sources in each paragraph to support your perspective, and then a conclusion. This is worth 15% of your overall grade, and the task is to work with a topic of your choosing. You'll write an essay that uses at least 3 sources to show how the sources together help the reader understand more about the topic. So you'll have an introduction that ends with a thesis statement that makes an argument about the research finding. You're going to have body paragraphs that talk about different subtopics within your topic, and then explain what the research helps us to know about those subtopics. And then you're going to have a concluding paragraph. We're going to talk about synthesis and using a synthesis matrix in the class in the next couple of sessions. But what we want to do is in the back of our mind start thinking, okay, I need 3 sources on one topic that kind of are talking about the same thing. Your audience should be academic or intellectual. That means that you're not going to use I, me, my, our, your, things like that. We're going to keep this in third person. Consider this scenario. You've been asked by a group of respected community leaders to research a topic and present the most up-to-date research so that they can consider next moves for a policy. They don't want your opinion about the topic, but a presentation about what scholars have found about the issue. So you want to be thinking in terms of, I'm taking in this information and I'm summarizing the information for others. Your essay needs to be at least 3 pages, more than 900 words, and you need to have sources from the library databases. You can use the sources that you have used finding your source log up until this point in time to help you with this assignment. It needs to be formatted in MLA. You may quote and paraphrase for this assignment. Don't quote too much, but you can definitely use quotes, and make sure you have the in-text citation that goes along with it. Notice your introduction and thesis are worth 25% of the grade. Your supporting paragraphs are 35%. And then you have a conclusion, MLA formatting, academic tone, and your grammar and your mechanics. So it's important to understand how this is going to be graded. You need 3 sources, and we'll talk more about this as we're moving forward. And just like with assignment 1, there are going to be steps along the way in the process. You are going to find your sources, create a synthesis matrix, and then create a draft before your final submission. So we'll talk more about this later, but this is an overview of the assignment, and there'll be another video about how to succeed with your synthesis essay.